Well, Gable infill done, ready to sheet anyway. That was certainly a challenge. Especially on your little old lonesome. But what I did was lasered the two end cleats with the rod eye to get the height there, and just lasered each one. I did every second one to start with because there was holes in the 8-inch purlins, punched holes, so I figured I can do them and bolt the purlin up first. So that's what we did. Clamped the RHS to the truss after I'd welded the cleat on the bottom, levelled it all up with the box level, and lasered the bottom with the staff and the rod eye, so I got the right heights, marked it all, cut it, welded it in. Like I said, that one was already on there. Did that one, put the purlin up, bolted it up, and then filled in the remaining ones. Did the same for the other side, and then there was just a small section in the middle to fill in. And worked out how I'm going to sheet it now. I kind of had planned on having it meet up with the outside of the flashing, but I decided it was probably easier because that way the purlin would have been more off-centered from the bottom of the truss. So what I figured was I'll just weld because I was going to weld the door tracking to this edge and have the purlin sticking out that way, but it still wouldn't have lined up enough to all work. So what I decided, that by putting the 8-inch one in the middle, it gave me about 65mm off of the truss, and the 6-inch purlins are pretty much 65mm wide. So I recycled some of the old purlins that weren't suitable to go back in the shed because they weren't the right length, and that in itself has been an effort, clamping them to the purlins that were in the roof, cutting out little holes so that I could get the drill in there, and I tech screwed those purlins to the roof purlins. And that way, that will stick out about the same width as what the bottom of the 8-inch purlin does, so then I can just sheet straight down, and then I'll just get a bit of flashing to infill between there and there. So it's been another massive fucking day, 2 days getting that done. I've still got the door tracking to weld on and to sheet it whilst I'm waiting for the bearing hinges to turn up before I can start making doors. Concreter extraordinaire has been back, and put his expansion cuts in the pad. So we'll see where it cracks, whether it cracks and where it cracks, whether it follows the cuts or whether it decides it's going to crack some fucking where else. But anyway, it may or may not crack. All of this over here from 30 odd years ago doesn't have a crack in it. But having said that, it's probably 6 inches thick too, whereas that was only 4 inches. But anyway, that's done. Door tracking to do, tin to fill, doors to make. But in the meantime, there's watering to set up, Cummins to put back in. Hopefully Tuesday, pivot fixed and going, and start watering Wednesday. Yippee, happy, happy joy. And I thought I'd just add a little bit more meat behind the top sheets to give it just to stop it flapping in the wind so much, considering they'll be a bit over 2¼ metres, 2280 or something centre. So I had that spare bit of 8-inch purlin left over from doing the bottom section with it, and it literally just had enough meat to be able to tack it either end and weld it on in the middle. So then I can put a few extra screws in the sheets rather than just bottom and top. And you can see what I did with the spare purlin I had up there, or spare purlins, 6-inch ones. Had to cut a little hole under each shed so I could get the drill in there to drill the top section to it. That sticks out pretty much the same distance as what that sticks out there, so I can sheet comfortably from there down to there, and then I'll just screw my 4-inch flashing under there. It's pretty much how it's designed. So let the fun begin. Right, Gable infill is sort of officially almost done. Sheeted all the way across, flashing installed. I just have to do this corner now. So I managed to squeeze enough out that I've got one length, because I run out of bloody reverse angle existing stuff. I used it up the other end, which I hadn't planned on doing, so I managed to save enough of the 4-inch sheet that I can do one length, and I'll just have to colour bond the inside of 1.6 metres to do the bottom section, and a sheet to go on here to fix up the shitty sheet that was there, and that's that bit. So there we go, Gable infill fully sheeted. The only thing I'll have to do now is a bit of bracing on the inside. Got some 4mm gal angle that I need to cut to extend further up there down to the bottom of the, well, it won't be joined to the purlins, but to the inside on the uprights. And that will finish that bit off. So now it is on the doors. Bearing hinges turned up Friday, so now it is a matter of building the doors around them, and by God they're heavy. 2 little boxes and you wouldn't believe how heavy the bloody things were. So now the most technically challenging part of the entire bloody thing begins now.